right, so welcome to Candle Camp with Tracy Ball. Now, I have been super excited for this presentation for a very long time, and I am very happy that I get to share this with you guys right now. It's exciting, and let's get started. But before we move forward, I just want to get through that little disclaimer. So, trading has liabilities and risks associated with it. You're responsible for the decisions that you make while trading. You're the only one pressing the buttons, and it's your responsibility to understand the risks associated with placing a trade. This presentation is intended for educational purposes only, and hopefully we're going to have some kick butt fun, all right? So, those of you that don't know who I am, I'm a spouse, I'm a parent, I'm an entrepreneur, a full-time trader. I'm also one of the RLT mentors and co-host of the RLT Pivot podcast. Hopefully you guys have all heard of it, and if not, search it up. Robin, you forgot to mention it in your little podcast thing, but no worries, I won't hold that against you. My favorite book is Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor E. Frankl. Now, if you haven't read this book, I highly recommend that you do it. It is life-changing. As far as I'm concerned, it'll also change the perspective, or can change your perspective on how you view things, okay? And as I mentioned before, I live in Canada, Alberta, Canada, and I just saw my friend Lucy. She lives in the same town as me, so shout out to you, Lucy. Thanks for joining. All right, today we are going to go over some common candle patterns, all right? Now, hopefully during this whole thing, it's going to develop a new perspective on how you look at charts and how you look at the candles. I'm hoping this will be new information for some of you, and you will learn something new. And in the process, once again, I am looking to have some mind-blowing fun, all right? So, can anyone tell me what candle pattern this is? Let's throw it into the chat. We've got a downtrend, bearish trend, followed by another candle that closes and encompasses or engulfs the entire. Hey, there we go. We got a bullish engulfing. That is perfect. Okay, so a bullish engulfing candle, like I said, you got your bearish candle with a bullish candle that closes and engulfs the entire prior candle. This is a 2-candle pattern. Okay, now for those of you that don't know what a candle is, I highly recommend you heading over to www.reallifetrading.com and check out all of our free content. There is an amazing amount of stuff there for you to learn, especially this stuff. Okay, now just in case you don't know, on a bearish candle, this is the open. This is a visual representation of price during a specific time. So if this was a 5-minute candle, the candle opens at this level here. This is a high, this is a low, and it closes. And the reverse for a bullish or a green candle, you open here, you close here, this is your high and this is your low, okay? Next pattern. Anyone know what this candle pattern is? You've got a bearish trend, followed by a candle that is kind of inside of the prior day candle. Yeah, Doug, you got it, inside candle. Perfect. This is an inside candle. It is another 2-candle pattern, okay? How about this one? Can anyone tell me what this is? Now, I don't see this name floating around a lot, so some of you are probably not going to get this, or this might be the first time that you hear this, but you've got a bearish trend, a gap down, and then a close above the midpoint of this candle pattern. Can anyone guess what this is? Come on, Mr. Newsom. Jason got it. Piercing candle pattern. You gotcha. All right, so this is a piercing candle pattern. And how about this one? Anyone tell me what this one is? All right, we've got a downtrend, a gap up. Yeah, this is absolutely Jeremy's favorite. One white soldier, you betcha. All right, so this is a one white soldier. Now, I want to just show you a 3-candle pattern here. So we've got 3 candles, bearish trend followed by a gap down with an indecision candle, a gap up, and a close above the midpoint of the prior candle. And Edward, you got it. Kristen, you got it. Perfect. This is a morning star reversal. So yeah, that's perfect. Now, I get all the time, I thought you only trade hammers, Tracy. Does anyone know what I'm going to say? Do you know my answer? Anyone? Come on. I'm sure there's some of my students watching here. What's my answer? Okay, well, no one's answering it. Yes, I only play trade hammers. I only trade hammers. All right. So this brings me to the true title of my presentation, which is Welcome to Candle Math. Now, I did not want to scare you guys away with this little word right here. So I held on. We're gonna see. So before we move on, I need to know a little bit about you guys. So tell me, okay? I want you to type an 8 in the chat if this is you. Type an 8 in the chat if this is you. Now I know, okay, so we got a few 8s. This is definitely not me. Oh, we got a few 8s. Okay, so I'm hoping that after this presentation, I will have you as a convert, but now I want to know, type a 1 in the chat if this is you. Okay, come on, type a 1 in the chat if this is you. This is totally me. I am typing a 1 in the chat. Come on, I don't even know if I saw Jeremy Newsom type a 1 in the chat, but he better. There we go. Oh, you're an 8. Okay. All right, well, hopefully, like I said, after this presentation, you're going to have a new outlook on the word math. All right, so what in the world is candle math? All right, so as I mentioned before, a candle is a physical representation of price over a specific time. All right, so if you take 2 candles that are 5 minutes, say 5 minute and 5 minute, if you add them together, guess what you get? You get a 10-minute candle. Okay, so candle math is where you add candles together to make up another candle. Candle A plus candle B equals the new candle. All right, so now I want to look at this bullish engulfing candle. All right, now we've got a 5-minute period here and a 5-minute period here. If we take a look at where this candle opened, right here, and we take a look at the low of that time period and the high of this time period and the close of this time period, we create a new candle. And this candle looks like that. Can anyone tell me what this candle is? Anyone? That's right, Edward. It is a hammer. Okay, type a 6 in the chat right now if this is something new to you. If you've never seen this before. Cool. All right, we got some 6s. That's good. I'll keep going then, because if I didn't get any 6s, that would have been the end of my presentation, because you guys all seen this, and you don't need any more. All right, so let's move on to the next candle. This is an inside candle, which we already discussed. And if we take a look at the open, the low, the high, and the close, anyone want to venture to guess what you're going to get? That's right, you're going to get a hammer. What? Another hammer on an inside candle pattern? Are you kidding me? Seriously? Yes, it's red because the open was higher than the close, but still a hammer nonetheless. All right, let's try another one. Bullish piercing. All right, bullish piercing. Open, low, high, and close. Now, by now, you guys should be starting to visualize the hammer already. Is it starting to work for you? Type a 6 in the chat if you're starting to get it. Okay, this is so cool. I tell you, I love this stuff. All right, there's your hammer. Absolutely. Okay, let's take a look at this one. One white soldier. Again, open, low, high, close. There's your hammer. You guys, this is an incredibly informative and extremely valuable skill set if you can start to do this. This 5-minute candle or a 3-minute candle is equivalent to a 4-minute. Whatever, you just multiply it. It's very, very cool. Now let's look at the 3 candle pattern, okay? We've got the open right here. We have got the low right here. We have got the high right here, and we have got the close right there. This is a morning star reversal, and guess what? It equals a 15-minute hammer. I mean, seriously, type a 9 in that chat right now if you are not mind blown right now. Just poof. I'm going to type a 9 in there. This is pretty cool stuff. Okay, now I do have a bonus for you. All right, let's take a look at this. What pattern is this? Anyone? Anyone recognize this? That's right, it is a double bottom. Okay, now this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 3-minute candles right here. There's 9 3-minute candles of apple, okay? That equals a 27-minute candle if I was to add all of these together. So let's take a look at the open of these 9 candles. It's right here. The low, right there. The high, and the close. Do you guys get it? Can you see it? This is gorgeous. Guess what? It is a hammer. Absolutely. And I play these all the time. I love them. I play hammers all the time. All right. That is a 27-minute hammer. Boom. All right. Now, not all candle patterns equal hammers. All right. This is also a one white soldier. It gapped up after a bearish candle and closed well above the high of the prior day. But if you take the open, the low, the high, and the close, you end up with this candle. Is this a hammer? Nope. Exactly. It is not a hammer. Okay. So not all candle patterns equal hammers, but a good chunk of them do. And that's what I'm looking for. All right. So that does not equal a hammer at all. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, if I'm on a 5-minute chart and I switch over to the 10-minute chart, I don't see the hammer. And that is exactly why I think this skill set is extremely important, because the time, let's say that you're using this candle and this candle to make your combination or your hammer. That's what you're seeing. You see this hammer or this candle and this candle, it equals a hammer to you. And I know that these don't, but I'm just saying this candle and this candle, you add them together, you get a hammer. Well, the time frame chart might be using this candle and this candle to calculate their 10-minute candle, which is why you're not seeing it. But now, with this skill set that you just learned by taking this, by registering to this event and listening into what I had to say, you can now start looking at your charts in an entirely different way and start to see the hammers that you normally would miss altogether because it wasn't blatantly sitting in front of your face. All right? So now I want to know, type a 3 in the chat if you are now a hammer candle trader like me. Okay, awesome. I have got some converts. I love it. Awesome. Perfect. Okay, well, you know what, guys? I have a special gift for you. All right, now, because you're live, you guys get to take advantage of this. If you weren't live, and if you're watching this on the playback, I'm sorry, you missed out. Be here live, okay? I built a script, and it identifies hammer candles, 2 candle hammers, 3 candle hammers. All right, now I'm going to post the link right now, so I'm going to give that to you right now. So there you go. There's the link. Now, when you get to the script, there is some information in the description of what all's in this script, because there's a lot of functionality in it. But if you see, you've got a hammer candle, it says HC. You've got a 2 candle pattern, so it's taking this and this, and then a 3 candle pattern. So it identifies them for you. So if you're using this on a 5-minute chart, you're going to see a 5-minute hammer, a 10-minute hammer, and a 15-minute hammer. If you're using it on a 2-minute chart, you're going to see a 2-minute hammer, a 4-minute hammer, and a 6-minute hammer. If you're using it on a 3, it's a 3, a 6, and a 9, etc. So it works on any time frame. Now, all it does is identify the math-based structure of the hammer. It doesn't actually identify or evaluate the location of the hammer. So that's completely up to you, but feel free to use this to identify those hammers. It'll help you out a little bit. And yeah, it's been great. So that's pretty much the end of my presentation. We are going to keep questions off to the end. And yeah, you guys, that has been it. So thank you very much for joining me.